And I landed with a helicopter on top of this massive, incredible ship in Newport News, being made in Newport News. And I said to the people, they all greeted me, and they said, "Sir, this is the admiral, and this is the general, and this is this or that." I said, "I don't want to meet those people. I want to meet the catapult people. The people that have done the catapulting. They call them catapulters." And so they said, "Really, sir? Wouldn't you rather see the admiral first?" "No, the ship is $10 billion over budget. I don't need the admiral. I want to find out what the hell happened, because the catapults weren't working." So for 50 years we used steam, more. And that beautiful scene, that steam goes off and that plane gets thrown the hell off the power. Beautiful.
What's up, folks? I'm Boston Brian from the Midas Touch Network, and that incoherent nonsense you were just listening to was just one of many recent examples of Donald Trump's mental decline. And listen, I know we all like to throw around words like insane, deranged, depraved, unpatriotic, un-American, ridiculous, but it's becoming more and more difficult to find the words to describe what happens at these Trump rallies and the mindset of the people that follow Donald Trump. Case in point, and listen, I've led into and described a lot of clips before, and I'm not even sure how to lead into this one. I'm not sure even how to describe it. I'm not even sure what this is. All I do know is it's an absolute joke, an absolute clown show, and it's absolutely to be laughed at. Check this out.
Hi, MAGA! Oh, it's so exciting to be here with all of you tonight. It's so exciting. I've never been to a Trump rally before. It's my first one. It's so cool. Woo! It's exciting. I got to get my picture taken with President Trump about a week ago there at Mar-a-Lago, you know, and it was so exciting. I could hardly control myself. I went in there and I grabbed at him, you know. The way I was grabbing at him with the Secret Service, I was just like, "Oh, I love you." But, you know, I could hardly control myself. I just flipped out.
And if you didn't have Roseanne Barr reinforcing the Trump cult while staring at the stars because nobody thought to lower the goddamn mic for her on your bingo card, don't worry about it, because not many people did. And if you just thought to yourself, wow, that's probably the most deranged and ridiculous this Trump rally could get, you'd be wrong about that as well. She wasn't done.
We want Trump, the Magador, to kill that goddamn bull! And the bullshit, kill that goddamn bull!
Yeah, sure. Whatever the hell that was. She then tries to walk off the stage before being reminded of the one job she had to do, which is announce the next person speaking. Unfortunately for Kimberly unfortunately for Don Jr.'s girlfriend, she just happened to be next up. Now this is funny.
Oh, I forgot my assignment. I got too excited. Oh, here, the next
gun.
person up here is a beautiful woman. She's a lovely person with a wonderful sense of humor. And I'm very proud to introduce to you KG. Kimberly Garfoyle.
I mean, you can't make this shit up. And literally the only way for this to get any crazier, any more ridiculous than that is to have Donald Trump come out and speak. And for knowledgeable people in this country to still be claiming that mental state is somehow an advantage for Donald Trump over Joe Biden is just absolutely ridiculous to me. For anybody to even listen to this man once, never mind follow him around the country like it's some cult leader, and listen to every speech that he has, even though every single one of them is pretty much the same word for word, and then to come out of that not thinking that he's losing his mind, not thinking that there is something wrong with this man, is somehow just beyond my comprehension, I guess. Here he is, the Republican frontrunner to be nominee for President of the United States of America, struggling to say the word pneumonia what looks to be 3 separate times, while in the midst of some more incoherent ramblings.
I went home, I did like 6 or 7 rallies twice in the last couple of days. I did rallies. I started off in 82-degree weather, and by the time I finished at 2 o'clock in the morning, the weather was about 7 degrees below zero. That's called I would say pneumonia time, right? That was like, you start off wearing almost a bathing suit, and you end up wearing fur coats in the same day. Pneumonia.
Here's the mental midget in the middle of what is becoming an ever more frequent mental lapse, mixing up what is the leader of North Korea in Kim Jong-un and the president of China in Xi Jinping. Because I'm pretty sure the population of North Korea is nowhere near 1 billion people. Last time I checked, it was somewhere between 25 and 26 million people. But don't try to tell Donald Trump that.
Press hates when I say they're smart. He said they were smart. Well, what am I supposed to say? They're stupid people? Kim Jong-un leads 1.4 billion people, and there's no doubt about who the boss is. And they want me to say he's not an intelligent man. They get very personal when I say that because they're fake news. That's why.
Well, just to be fair, you moronic, decaying orange peel. If the news reported, the news that's not at that rally, I just want to put that in there. If they were to report that North Korea had a population anywhere near 1 billion people, it would be fake news. And is it just me, or is Donald Trump's shitty $5 spray tan getting awfully close to resembling blackface? I mean, I know Halloween was a week or two ago, but this is getting ridiculous. I mean, at this point, I'm wondering if Donald Trump is either in some sort of sick competition or just taking styling points from this lady. You know, I wonder what she has to say about all this.
The whole thing's been blown out of proportion.
All right, lady, don't yell at me. It's not my fault you guys look like you tan in the same bed. And next up on Donald Trump's list of stupidity, debunked talking points, and shit that'll never ever get done in the history of this fucking country, he makes himself look like an idiot again by talking about how he wants to implement an Iron Dome policy over the United States. The same Iron Dome policy, I mind you, that Israel has. And I'm not so sure that Donald Trump doesn't know it's not an actual dome over the country. Listen to this.
To protect our citizens from foreign threats, I will build state-of-the-art missile defense shields, and the Florida space industry will be a center of the action, so you're going to be very happy. You know, it's true. I want to build a dome because, you know, you have all these countries now, and more they want the weapons, and they got the missiles, and they got everything. And we now have it down. Ronald Reagan wanted to do that. He was met with tremendous anger from Russia. I said, why are they angry if we want to build a shield? But that's the way it was. But we're going to build a shield, and we have a technology. You see it now working all the time. It shoots down needles in the sky. We have the greatest technology in the world, and we're going to build a dome right around this country, and we're going to save ourselves from some maniac that wants to start shooting at us, all right?
Now, just bear with me for a second, and I'm just brainstorming here, but I'm going to go ahead and assume that a few thousand missile defense systems along the entire coast of the United States might just change the landscape just a little bit. Let me just see if I have this correct. So this is the same guy that wants to wall off the entire southern border. He wants to have mass deportations to deport any illegal immigrants that came here looking for a better life, fleeing a situation that is basically unimaginable to any American. He wants to cut funding and aid to Ukraine because he doesn't give a shit about them and he's Putin's bitch. He wants to have an Iron Dome. He wants to put missile defense systems along the entire coast of the United States. He wants to get rid of the UN. He wants to get rid of NATO. I mean, the guy just wants to build an isolationist paradise is all he wants to do, basically. Now, one would think, anybody with a brain at least, that after the recent news of the record oil production from the United States and the price decrease in the price of oil for the third straight month, Donald Trump would refrain from bringing up anything that had to do with energy or oil because it just makes him look stupid after the United States just beat the 2019 record set when we all know Donald Trump was in office.
I will end Joe Biden's war on American energy, and we will unleash our most powerful economic weapon. We are going to drill for so much oil. We are going to, as I said before, we are going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to bring down your costs. We are bringing down your energy costs. We have the highest energy costs anywhere now.
What is he talking about, highest energy cost? I mean, he might want to call Italy or the UK or Australia, Japan, the Netherlands, Germany, any one of those countries that have higher energy costs than the United States. The funny thing about this, and the thing that I find just downright hypocritical, is that while Donald Trump was president of the United States, he claimed that the U.S. was energy independent. And now that we're producing far more oil than he ever did, he now wants to claim that Joe Biden has all his policies set against producing oil. Here he is going on a rant about inflation, once again proving how out of touch with reality he is, once again not recognizing that the United States has one of the lowest inflation rates out of any developed nation in the world, again not recognizing that the inflation rate has gone from over 9% in June down to 3% in September. He also deliberately and intentionally fails to mention to his followers why they're still paying so much at the gas pump, why they're still paying so much at the grocery store, and why they're still paying so much at the malls. And it's because of corporate greed. These corporate CEOs and the corporations themselves know that they can jack up the prices, and the United States citizen is going to blame the United States government instead of the private corporations. And if anybody knows a store that is now selling bacon for $50, I would love to know. Please leave it in the comments.
And you know, energy is really what started inflation. And I don't know if you've ever heard, but inflation is called a country buster. You can go back 300 years and you can see why some great empires failed. Many of them failed because of the word inflation. You look at Germany, old day Germany, and you look at so many other countries. Inflation is a country buster, and it's busting our country right now, where bacon is 5 times more expensive than it was just a short while. Bacon! Even I say, I don't want any bacon, it's too expensive.
At this point, I know I'm just wasting my breath digging this deep into what that madman is saying, but did anybody catch that he called Germany a great empire? And does anybody want to tell him who and how they got out of that inflation situation in Germany? And by the looks of those jowls and sweaty glands, I don't think Donald Trump's missed a day of bacon in his life. Let's get real. And this last clip is just amazing to me and goes a long way to show you the stupidity of Donald Trump. And I have to set the clip up. So he's speaking in Hialeah, Florida, which is next to Miami, and is a very Latino-influenced community. So a lot of Spanish-speaking, a lot of people from Cuba, a lot of people from Venezuela, Nicaragua, Honduras. So let's just say that you might want to get the Latin-influenced names correct in this situation. And when the word Jimenez comes up on your teleprompter, don't call him Jimenez.
He's going to do very well. And your Congressman Carlos Jimenez, do you know him? Carlos Jimenez. Some people say Carlos Jimenez. Oh, you don't like him? Well, you got to get that straightened out. Carlos Jimenez.
I mean, come on, folks. By absolutely no stretch of the imagination do you have to have any political acumen to know that this is ridiculous, to know that this is insane, to know that this is just absolutely deranged behavior from somebody that you not only do not want president of the United States, but honestly, I wouldn't let this guy run a Burger King. And the simple fact that the mainstream media is just failing in every way possible, not doing its job, not calling this stuff out, not taking Donald Trump seriously, is all the more reason to stay right here at the Midas Touch Network. So if you like what you're hearing, you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button. Please feel free to subscribe. It's all free. You can check us out on patreon.com at patreon.com/MidasTouch. You can also check out my personal Patreon at patreon.com/BostonBrian. It's a great way to help produce content like this from creators that aren't told what to do, that have absolutely nobody above them telling them what to say and how to say it. So as always, keep calling this stuff out any way you see it, anytime you see it, any way you possibly can. Keep fighting for democracy. Until next time, I'm Boston Brian. Keep kicking ass.